about the skill of these two teams. It's going to be on display tonight.
Well, you know, the battle was my goodness. Stuff for us. This is our first stuff this year, but we missed the first about almost 5.5 minutes of the first quarter, but we got on the air, and that's all that matters. We got a 10-7 game.
And we got substitutions coming in as Taylor will go out, starting guard for. He'll be replaced by number 14. Right baseline, up and under move, kicked out of bounds off of Hannah. It'll be turned over to the Shamokin Indians.
Good help there by the Indians. As Connor Matern there came over help side and shut down. Somebody got a hand in there, stripped it, just went off his leg, out of bounds. So Shamokin now heading the opposite direction.
Working around the perimeter here, gets a high screen between the circles, left wing. Hard drive to the hoop for Shamokin, and it's going to be a turn. That time was Mattern. Central Mountain quick the other way, and Hannah gets the bucket and foul.
Yeah, the other end, he just drove to the hoop and got some good penetration, but didn't go up, try to make a pass on the baseline. It got stolen. Other Central Mountain, Hannah gets fouled by number 15, Nye, for Shamokin. Foul shot attempt here. Try to stretch the lead here for Central Mountain.
Shamokin looking to go into the post. Well, Central Mountain definitely, they're coming the other way. Championship game between the Indians and the Wildcats.
Hey, Pat, we're not in a football booth for the first. That's how you know it was a long time ago.
Central Mountain get around. They get it into the post to the short corner. Nothing there. Back to Pardo. Driving left baseline. Bumped defensively. Hannah takes it into the paint. Spin move. Stolen. Mattern going the other way. As Shamokin will get it to the deep left. Good. Rebound it, and that'll end. Foul situation. Shamokin has 5, Central Mountain 3. 16-7 lead, 6:30 to go here in the first in this PHAC championship game.
So important for Shamokin to get some points here. This is what Central Mountain does to you. They go on these runs and they get that big lead, and then they're just so good at scoring. They don't even have to have another big run. They're just continuing. They can almost put you out of the game early on.
A runner that time by Shamokin, no good. That was Annis on the runner. Falls up, comes up short. So Hannah back the other way, kick in the corner. A 3 for Central Mountain, no good. And it's going to be chased down by Shamokin as they're going to push it the other way. Heil between the circles. Right wing to Shuey. Shuey skips it all the way to the left corner. Long, no good as Lickney tried to hit a 3, and it's going to roll out of bounds off his. Ron, you're very familiar with both these teams, as you say, and boy, they got size in there with Shuey underneath, and then they got real good. Left wing, Annis gives it to Lickney. He swings it over to the right corner to Heil. Heil's going to spin move at the elbow. Nothing there, defended well, kicks it across, and it's back between the circles.
Yeah, Heil got stuck a little deep there, but a guard's got to flash to an opening there. When the guys drop in, you're going to find an open shooter, but if guards don't gap, you're not going to get them.
Heil, strong baseline drive off the kick to the corner. This is Annis, and he's not going to make a three-point shot. Battle for the rebound, come away with it is Shamokin. Off the foot of Heil. Pardo drives the baseline, no good, but he's fouled.
High school, I see that call made all the time. I hate that call. I mean, he just drove the baseline. He didn't straight up and down. There's no foul there. I mean, that's either you make it or you don't. That's a play on. Arms didn't come down. I can't stand that call right there. Offense definitely initiated the contact.
Well, and it's a crucial call. That's Shuey's third foul now, and there's nobody checking in until finally Zimmerman will send in Ennis, and he'll check in for Shuey. And that's huge in terms of size for the Shamokin Indians against good size of the Central Mountain Wildcats.
And we should give our refs a shout out tonight. We got Lepotsky, McDaniel, and Haney tonight.
Quick inbounds there that time. 18-9 lead for the Wildcats, 4:28 to go here in the opening half. Ennis between the circles, defended well, gets a good sweet pass to Lickney, no good as he went for the reversal, and it's rebounded by Pardo. Gives it to Hanna. He crosses the half-court stripe. He's on the right wing looking for a deep pass into the post and not going to be able to get it there. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by Shamokin. So Central Mountain will inbound the ball.
One thing I'm noticing so far, Shamokin, Lickney's a scorer for them. He can shoot the three, but he's passed up a couple decent looks and the extra pass. That young sophomore needs to become a little bit more selfish in this game. They're going to need his outside scoring and his ability to help those bigs inside.
Left-handed dribble this time. Nothing there. Gets it back as Pardo off the deflection, and he's going to put it in right at the rim.
Pardo's a good player, but I'll tell you what, he's also a lucky player. I have seen it over and over again. The loose ball just always seems to end up in his hands in a good position. And you know what? He has the presence of mind to put that ball in the hoop almost every time. You know, we've covered football games. Players do. Pardo, man, he just seems to be where he needs to be. Big bucket there as they stretch it to 20-9.
29 with 3:54 to go as Shamokin calls that timeout after that Pardo bucket. And again, this is from the booth. Brian Brandt, Pat O'Brien. It's part of our sports ball podcast. And we're going to come to podcast throughout the off season. You want to stick around that, link it up right now, Facebook, YouTube, whatever way you want to hear it. And we're going to bring you interviews with referees, players, coaches from around the area. We're excited about it. We've already had some local players come on football. At that point. And it comes back the other way. Going to get a screen at the high post. Kicks it to the left wing. Looking into the post, nothing there. He's going to say he walked. Central Mountain's person walked on that one as he was trying to get it into the high post of Schlesinger.
Well, you know, Pat, like in a game like this, 20-9, Central Mountain up big, and then you go down, you finally get a bucket for Shamokin. They come around, they create a turnover, get a traveling call. This is a big possession here because you can get it within 7 or 6 here with 3 minutes to go in the half. And when you were looking, 20-7, that's getting close to blowout position. So this is a big possession for Shamokin.
And who do you go to? Heil with the turnaround jump hook, no good. Central Mountain with the defensive rebound. Coming back the other way is Central Mountain Wildcats. Strong left-handed drive by the Wildcats to the bucket and good. And that is Hunter Hoy with the left-handed layup.
Another good score for Central Mountain. Hoy, he can put some points on the board. But Shamokin needs to do a better job on ball defensively. That was too easy as Hoy went to the hoop there.
Well, Mattern tried to match that. He went strong left-handed drive. He had Pardo on him, forced into a reverse layup, high off the backboard, hit the clock there, and it was considered dead. So it's a turnover, and Central Mountain has the ball with the 11-point lead. 2:37 to go in the opening half. Hanna left-handed dribble, guarded by Lickney. Right wing, now back to the top to Pardo. Challenged, but he gets it back again, as you mentioned, Ryan. He's going to take a strong right-handed dribble to the hoop, and good.
And he got a little bit of a mismatch there as he got a little bit of a screen rub there. He got off of Heil's defense, got a slower man come over and help, and it was just a mismatch. He was able to just go up and score.
Leiby has come into the game for Shamokin. Left-handed three that time by Shamokin, and that comes from Rylan Price.
Massive three-pointer there as they were looking at 24-11.
They were able to find him open in the corner, and Shamokin took advantage of the slow rotation by the Central Mountain Wildcats. Hannah really driving into the lane behind his back, kicks it back out. Now to Pardo between the circles, and it'll be fouled by Leiby. And Pardo comes away with a little bit of a hitch in his giddy up as he took a hit to the thigh.
Leiby did a good job defensively there. I don't know what he was doing. He kind of just went out a little further, like he was going to, really get up on him in the mismatch there with Pardo. I think you just stay down and hand up and hope you survive that one. But he's going to get called for the foul. Central Mountain using screens right now to get these mismatches. They're definitely seeing things on the floor with Shuey being out in foul trouble. Leiby, a big guy, can get stuff going down low, but out around the perimeter is not where you want him guarding people.
Pardo at the foul line. First one's good. He'll get the second one here. Increase the lead to 11, 25-14 with 1:46 to go in the opening half. In the earlier game, in the PHAC Girls Championship game, it was Mount Carmel as they were able to upend the Bloomsburg Panthers.
Pat, how many times in a high school game do you see him not put anybody in for the offensive rebound? How good of a foul shooter are you? Where all four of your teammates are back for transition defense.
And he knocks them both down, as you would expect from Pardo. Ennis has it on the left wing, kicks it around to Leiby. Leiby throws it into Heil, backs down on Hannah. Left-handed hook, no good. Works to get it back. It's going to go out of bounds, and they're going to say it's Shamokin ball. Heil, man, he's working hard down in that post area, unable to get the connection there, but Shamokin retains possession.
And right now, Shamokin's just running a zone offense against man. They just got four guys out around the perimeter. No one cutting through. They're just standing still out around, rotating, just trying to get it to Heil, who's working really hard inside to get the ball.
Into the post again to Heil. On the give and go to Price. No good. Heil gets it back. Off the back iron, no good. Gets it again. Goes up over Pardo and good.
Hardest bucket I've seen in high school all year. He is working his butt off. Offensive rebounds, fighting in the post for position. Gets rewarded for his efforts.
A three-point bucket here by Central Mountain, no good. And Leiby with the great block out. And Shamokin gets the rebound. Lickney coming the other way. Left-hand wing, kicks it back out to Leiby. He's going to think about a three, and it's no good off the front iron. And it's going to be rebounded by Central Mountain.
You can't get a better look than that. I don't know much about Leiby's outside shooting, but the shot actually looked pretty smooth.
As Central Mountain comes back for a three and doesn't get it, and it's going to be an offensive charge against the Central Mountain Wildcats. That's Hunter Hoy. That's the second time that Shamokin's picked up that offensive charge. You can tell they're schooled on that. As soon as the bump comes, they take the fall, and they get a foul that time against Central Mountain.
And Price is playing really well for Shamokin right now. Only a sophomore. He's hit a big three in the corner, taking care of the ball in the offense. And, man, that's a big charge he took there. Heads-up play by the sophomore.
10-point lead for the Central Mountain Wildcats. Into Heil at the high post. Swings it over to Lickney. Between the circles is Heil with Hannah on him. Looks like Shamokin will keep this till the last shot with 20 seconds to go here in the half. They're down 10. Heil has it with Hannah on him. Out to Annis with Hoy guarding him near the half-court stripe. Heil gets it again. He's going to turn back again to the right. Looking to get rid of it off the double team. Kicks it out to Annis for the three from the right corner is good.
Boy, you can't have asked for anything better than that right there. They were down 10. Heil working hard, finds Annis wide open in the corner, and he puts it through the hoop. Now you only got a 7-point game at halftime.
Well, we talked about it. We didn't get started right away to start this game, but it looked like Central Mountain had a potential. We're really getting a 10, 12-point lead early. About these two teams have already played once before. There was no concern from Coach Zimmerman on the start of Central Mountain, as Central Mountain has allowed the Shamokin Indians to get back in this one again, just down 7 as we're at halftime here of the PHAC Championship game. Now, both these teams played on Thursday night, Wednesday night. They played Wednesday night, these two teams in the semis, as Central Mountain had to play Loyalsock and were able to beat the Loyalsock Lancers. And while Shamokin had to beat Danville, Ron, you're very familiar again with the teams like Danville, and you know, these teams are pretty even, man. When you throw them out there, the two have risen to the top and put themselves in a position, obviously, of the Wildcats and the Indians, and understandably so. They're at top of the heap right now. And for those that don't know, this is just for the PHAC. These two teams will play in district playoffs. Central Mountain from the District 6, and along with two teams from, or District 4 team, Central Mountain, Hollidaysburg, and Belmont, and Selinsgrove as well. That's going to be a tough, contested District 6 4 sub-regional, with Central Mountain leading the way in that playoff as well.
Yeah, and then, you know, Shamokin obviously in the Quad A. They're, in my opinion, Shamokin is the best team. They're a little bit above everybody else in Quad A District 4. But then you go through, you go 2 through 8. Man, anyone there can win a game against each other. In fact, a lot of those teams have played each other and have split games, or, you know, even upset according to seedings. So it is such a tight race in that District 4, with Shamokin just being above it. You know, when we talk about PHAC, being that this is a PHAC game, you have PHAC 1. You got both Central Mountain and Shamokin in that PHAC, and then you throw a team like Selinsgrove in there, which had a fantastic season. The PHAC 1 was loaded. Of course, my year, it's our first year in the PHAC 1 as Milton. We must have just one boy too many in our enrollment, because we got jumped from the PHAC 2 to the PHAC 1 with all the bigger schools. And, of course, it's the year that it is by far the strongest conference in the PHAC this year. But some good teams out there. Like I said, we saw Loyal Sock play Central Mountain. In that game, Central Mountain was dominating at halftime. They were up 20-some in the third quarter. And Loyal Sock got it all the way back to within 3 with like 4 minutes to go. But a big Central Mountain run, and they pulled away and had that win. And then that Danville-Shamokin game was real good. Danville actually controlled the pace, had the lead the first half, and then Shamokin in the second half made their adjustments and just got things together. We're able to get that win over Danville, and that's where you got us tonight with Shamokin and Central Mountain here in the PHAC Championship.
And as we mentioned a couple times already, these two teams playing each other. As Shamokin won the one on January 11, 69-51, but then Central Mountain would get the win on January 27th when they won that one by 9, 64-55. Shamokin comes in at 17-6 record, 8-2 in the conference play. They're under head coach Chris Zimmerman. As the Central Mountain Wildcats, again, what a season they've had, 21-2 with one of those losses. Obviously, as we mentioned, came to the Shamokin Indians, or 7-1 in conference play. And then the other loss by the Central Mountain Wildcats came to Williamsport in a 78-52 loss by the Central Mountain Wildcats. So even in their losses, nothing to hang your head about, that's for sure, when you think about a Williamsport team. And again, we're talking about the Shamokin team. This Central Mountain team, it's been building, Ryan. We've seen this team over the last few years, and you could see this class coming on. And boy, they've maxed out with those seniors that they have around, some other undergrad kids, but they've reached this high level, and you saw it coming for quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, they were very good last year, and they stepped it up. I mean, last year they were a little more athletic and a little bigger all the way around. This year, they're much more skilled, in my opinion. They got in for the 3 seniors that played quite a bit last year. They just bring more skill. The Hoy kid is very skilled. Obviously, we knew about Pardo and Hannah. And then, you know, Essex comes in and brings some good energy. He's a tough defender. And they got a good gel as a team. They got all the right pieces. And that's why you've seen the success they had this year. And, you know, we talk about a team where, you know, we've been watching since they were younger. Well, now we're watching a young Shamokin team. 4 sophomores starting, Pat. 4. And they're here in the PHAC Championship, and then the #1 seed in District 4 Quad A.
The HAC, when you think about some of the younger coaches involved, along with yourself, and then you got Zimmerman and Bardot, Justin Kaiser. You know, these are guys, you know, young guys getting into the mix. And like you said, it's been a good season for Selinsgrove. Throw them in the mix as well with Central Mountain. But, you know, they're in good hands. You know, the league's in good hands with the coaching staff that they have. Shamokin's got a good, solid coaching staff that Chris Zimmerman's put together, along with Bardot on the other side. And, you know, talk about your season a little bit, Ryan. I mean, like you said, you had to go up against some of, you know, these teams, Shamokin and Central Mountain. but you put together a good season in your position to play some District 4 playoffs coming up next week. Congratulations to that. I know that's always a goal for you, and your kids are ready to take on Athens up at their place.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we've been battling all year. I've never had a season with so many close games. So many games come down to one possession. We were losing those games early on, but we're winning them now as of recent. So, I said to my guys all year long, we don't want to peak early. We want to peak late, and we're peaking right now. Got an interesting matchup going to Athens 2 years in a row. We're pretty much about the same team as last year, just a year older and better. And they graduated 4 starters. 3 of them were very big, very good players. They do return 1 starter. He's a nice player in Lister. But everything else is going to be new to us. And, we don't have many common foes, so it's hard to judge. And you know this. You can watch all the film you want in the world, but until you're out there on the court, you really don't know what you're facing. But last year was our first year for any of those guys to play a district playoff game. And we kind of I think that moment was big. It was big for them. We only shot 16% from the field in that game, by far the worst I've ever had a team shoot. And surprisingly, though, only down 7 at one point in the third quarter. But, that was a tough night. There were a lot of tears after the game. But I can tell you this much, Pat. My current seniors, it ain't going to catch them off guard this year. The moment is not going to be near as big. They have the experience of playing in it one time. They know they're going in now, and they know they got to come with a different level of intensity and focus. And I'm excited for the opportunity for these guys. And they've worked really hard, and they're a great group of young men. I hope the best for them. I hope they can get that win.
Well, the nice thing is a great atmosphere up there. The people, they come out in droves to support their Athens basketball program. So when you talk about it was a big stage last year, and like you said, now you get beyond that a little bit. Now you kind of expect what you're going to see when you get up there. It's kind of like walking in this gym here. I mean, there's definitely a different vibe. It's even during the girls' game, it was just, every shot, every play, every foul was a grunt and a groan from the crowd, and it's just a good place to come watch a game. We're here at Lockoff Gym here at Chickalimmy High School, bringing you the PHAC championship game between the Shamokin Indians and the Central Mountain Wildcats. We're at halftime. It's 26-19 with Central Mountain leading this one. Take a look at the scoring recap here in that first half. First for the Shamokin Indians, as Rylan Price hit a 3. That's his point total in that first half, 3 points. Joe Heil has 6, hit 2 buckets in the first quarter and 1 in the second quarter, takes him up to 6 points. And then you got Annis has a 3 for his total. Lickney has a 3 and a 2. He's got 5 points. And then Shuey has 2. Shuey got in foul trouble as he had 3 fouls in that first half. He had to come out, so you look forward to seeing him get back into the mix here in the second half. Nobody else in foul trouble for the Shamokin Indians, only Shuey, like I said, with those 3 fouls. For the Central Mountain Wildcats, Hannah has 9, Hunter Hoy has 6, Pardo has 11, including 5 for 6 from the foul line, go along with his 3 buckets. The first quarter, it was Central Mountain leading 14-7, but both teams knotted up at 12 points in the second quarter, and that's where we stand. 26-19 lead, the Central Mountain Wildcats here at halftime. The 2023 Boys PHAC Championship game, and it kind of what we expected from these two teams, and it definitely would like to see and expect to see that Shuey will get much more involved down in the post. He kind of hung around the perimeter just a little bit there in that first half, but you would expect him to get a lot more involved here in the second half.
And what that'll do too, Pat, is that'll free up Heil a little bit to be more of a perimeter, because once Shuey went out, they had Heil in the post, had him working in the post, and Shuey's just a bigger frame, about the same height, but he's definitely a thicker body. But hey, they didn't even start Shuey here, and so they have Libby starting the second half.
So Libby came in and worked the ball around, didn't really drop off all that much in terms of just being a vital player for the Shamokin Indians. Heil has it between the circles. We're just starting the second half. Lickney takes it to the left baseline. Nothing there. Quick swing around the perimeter by Shamokin. Into Heil. Heil turns, and it's going to get rid of it, and it's going to be turned over. It's going to be a turnover by Shamokin. quickly down the court. Central Mount Wildcats. Taylor takes it into the lane, off the back iron, and good for the senior for the Central Mount Wildcats.
That's smart by Essex Taylor there, because everyone was kind of flying around, diving at the ball, and he just got it and attacked and was able to catch some guys on the ground and got an easy bucket at the hoop.
He gets his first bucket of the night for the Wildcats. Shamokin on the offensive side. Anus with a strong drive down the right baseline and is good.
Wow, that is not an easy shot. Baseline drive, floater, one-hand floater with some touch, man. That is a very difficult shot, but Anus doing a great job there, putting points on the board, and that's what Shamokin needs to do. They need to be able to put points on the board here.
Pardo on the left wing. Throws it up top between the circles. Now Hannah has it. Left-handed dribble with Heil on him. Love that matchup. Hannah to the bucket, and finger roll good as Hannah sticks it in the bucket for the Central Mount Wildcats.
Well, you've been coaching long enough, Pat. How do you stop that?
It's a strong left-handed drive as Shamokin comes back the other way and gets the three by Price.
No, not three. That was a two.
Was it two?
Yep.
Two by Price. 30-23. Central Mountain in the lead. Here in the third quarter, 6:23 to go. Charge going to be taken by Shamokin. Their third charge taken of the night.
And two of them come from Price, man. He is not afraid of contact. Very heads-up defender. He did a great job there, planting his feet, standing his ground, giving some life here to his Shamokin Indians as it's 30-23.
As Shamokin will bring it back the other way. Crossing the half-court line is Heil. Heil gives it off to Price on the left baseline, guarded by Pardo. Pardo to Libby around the perimeter, looking to Heil in the post. Got Schlesinger on him, backs him down, turns, and good.
And honestly, there should have been a foul there. I mean, two hands in his back. I mean, as soon as a hand goes in the back, it's a foul. And they let him have his hands all over him, Schlesinger there, as he was trying to defend Heil on the post.
Turnover that time by Central Mountain following that bucket by Heil. Got his 8th point of the night. Libby will go out, Shuey back in. He does have the 3 fouls. See how they work him defensively. See if they can pick up his 4th. They know how critical he is on the offense and defense for the Shamokin Indians.
Well, if he's guarding Schlesinger, he's not so much an offensive threat. So if he can guard him, he doesn't have to worry about him. Shuey, that is, doesn't have to worry about him attacking the hoop too much.
Right into the post to Shuey, around the rim and good. So they do it right away, Ryan.
Yes, sir. 10 seconds in, and he's already making an impact on the scoreboard. 3-point game.
He gets his 4th point of the night. Got a walking call against Taylor. Bardo is livid for the Central Mount Wildcats.
I didn't see it. I'm not going to lie. I didn't see it there. It looked like Pardo just took a hard dribble and attacked the hoop. Good help side defense came in and took it away. But Haney calling a travel. We are up here in the top row, so we can't see as well as they can.
So Bardo's going to take a timeout here. Not sure was the referee walked over to the scorer's table. Not sure if he administered anything against Bardo for his reaction there. But Bardo.
I've gotten those.
We all have.
You know, my buddy Nate Babin, which is doing stats for us tonight, and unfortunately he did talk to these coaches before game, but since we had some issues getting on the air, ready to get them on, but Nate and I were having a little bit of a contest this year to see who could get the least amount of technical fouls. I had 3 this year. He had 2. Now, he did have a third one, Pat, but it was while he was on the JV bench, so we're kind of debating, is that mean it's a tie? And it's not fair. I mean, I'm not trying to rub this in his face, but his season's done. I have 1 more game now. I could pick one up in another game. Is that fair?
Well, let's just do this. Just don't.
Okay.
I mean, that's pretty straightforward. Nice bounce pass to Heil. To the rim, good over Pardo, and the bucket's good.
Shamokin is responding after this halftime. They really are playing well. Working off that screen there defensively. Lichty doing a great job.
Heil gets his 10th. Taylor into the lane. Getting stuck. Throws it to the cutter. Hoyd, good.
Great pass there by Essex Taylor to find the cutter. Stay patient, Central Mountain. Do not force anything. Play your game. It works.
Ennis with the 3, and it's good for the left wing.
Well, Shamokin firing on all cylinders right now, moving the ball, getting good shots and making them. And on the defensive end, the pressure is there. They're fighting over these screens. Help side is there, really clogging the inside, where Central Mount had a lot of success in the first half.
Let's see Lichty guarding Hannah now. And he's got him between the circles as Heil's on Pardo. Strong drive by Hannah. High off the glass, no good, but he'll get the foul. And Lichty, it'll go to the foul line to shoot 2.
Again, that is one of those plays. Offensive guy's going, defensive guy's in decent position. Offensive guy lowers the shoulder and puts it in his chest. It's a no call. It's a no call, or it's a player control foul. I do not know how that's a defensive foul. No hands. Hands were up, in position, ate the contact, and you're going to call a foul on the defender. I hate that call.
Hannah knocks down the first one there for the Wildcats. 4:24 to go here in the third period. 33-32 lead for the Wildcats. Shamokin's come out big here in the third quarter. Second free throw is good by Hannah.
One thing that surprised me is Central Mountain tonight, a team that can really shoot the three and takes a lot of outside shots. They are just working that ball into the post and attacking the rim. They're not settling for anything outside. Now we got Central Mountain in the 2-3 zone.
As Shamokin will work it around the perimeter into Heil, looking to go baseline here on the left side. Nothing. Skips it across to Ennis. Ennis Lichty. A baseline entry to Shuey. All to back iron, no good. Shuey's going to try again. Jump hook, no good. Heil gets the rebound, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds. And is it going to go against Pardo? We'll see what the official says as he goes to the table. Nope, they're going to call it on Schlesinger on number 30 for Central Mountain. His first. It's going to send Heil to the line. As Shamokin looking to tie it up here with these two foul shots, down 34-32. 3:57 to go here in the third period.
Man, I'm impressed with both teams' intensity. I mean, we're midway through the third quarter, and it has been 2.5 quarters of nothing but high intensity on the defensive end and offensive end and the rebounding. These guys want this. This is not just a regular old game. You know, this means something to these kids. This is a PHAC championship. They're playing every possession like it's the last.
Heil knocks down both of them and does just that. Ties this game up 34-all. Quick skip up to Taylor, right wing. Back to Schlesinger. Gives it to Hannah. Lickney on him on the left wing. A lot of dribbles here by Hannah. Helped out by Leiby on the high hedge. Into the post. Schlesinger up over Leiby and good.
That's a great post move there by Schlesinger. Take note on defense right now. Shamokin is playing off of Essex Taylor. They're inviting him to shoot the ball. It's a big reason why they've been able to have really good help side defense here in this quarter.
As Heil goes into the post, Shamokin will make that Central Mountain looking to get the charge. They're unable to get it, and Heil's going to stick it in after getting his own rebound.
It was in the arc, Pat. You can't get a charge in the arc.
Oh, in the arc.
No arc here in high school basketball, sorry.
If you're going for a Big Mac, you'll have to get a charge.
Ooh.
That's at the arc.
Don't say Big Macs in front of Babin.
Okay, sorry.
But he likes chicken nuggets and shakes and fries.
Wow.
That is that dude, I don't know how he stays so good looking. I mean, he eats that after every game. I try to keep up with him, but all I do is gain weight.
Well, you know, maybe he's just a little more active or something.
Better DNA.
Three-point bucket, no good by Central Mountain. Rebounded by Price, coming the other way. Shamokin has the ball, tied up at 2:56 to go here in the third period. Heil tried to throw it to the cutter Price, but no good there, and it's going to be a foul as Central Mountain going the other way. Pardo wanted an intentional foul as he crossed half court. Got fouled, but Central Mountain will inbound the ball here.
I love the play there, the read there. Heil gets it in the post. Pretty good post defense. Lichty makes a cut to the hoop. The only thing he didn't do was make it a bounce pass. A bounce pass there, easier to catch, gets under the defender's arm. But he tried to just do a little shuffle pass, and it got tipped. So Central Mountain retained possession. We got a tie ball game.
Person comes out as Schlesinger comes back in. Boy has it between the circles. Left wing to Hannah. Hannah takes a strong left baseline drive. Nothing there. Out to Taylor. Taylor drives into the lane. Defended well that time. He's going to have to bring it back out. Hannah will have it between the circles. He's going to shoot a three deep. Off front iron, no good. Rebounded by Central Mountain. Boyle will bring it back out. He'll try three. Same spot. No good. Rebounded by Heil. Tie ball game. 2:24 to go here in the third. The PHAC Boys Championship game. Lichty, wide open three. Good!
You cannot let that kid open. That's the first shot I've seen him take in a while. That kid needs to be confident. He needs to help carry this team. He's a big part of it. A great young guard.
Gives Shamokin the lead by 3. Shuey's going to pick up a foul. That'll be his 4th.
Shuey, you got to think there, buddy. I mean, really Price there. Bad defense, overplayed, lost his man. Man went back door, and it put Shuey in a bad position. But you just got to go. Stay on the ground, hands up. Cannot contest that with a swat. and he gets caught with his force. So, I mean, do you pull him out here? I think they are. They got a couple guys there now going to the table.
Yeah, see Libby there, 55, who came in for him in that first half and started for him in the second half, and looks like he'll check in for him. First free throw good by Central Mountain's Hoy. Cuts the lead to 2. 2:05 to go here in the third. We're at Lockoff Gym here at Shikellamy in Sunbury, Pennsylvania. Glad you could join us from the Booth podcast, Sports Podcast. Ryan Brandt, Pat O'Brien, Nate Babin doing the stats for us. Murphy's our producer, Murphy O'Brien, of course.
She always is.
And our biggest supporter is Teresa O'Brien, my lovely wife.
In attendance tonight.
Yes, she is. Enjoying this matchup between the Indians and the Wildcats. 1 point lead here for Shamokin. Lickney on the drive, gives it to Heil. Heil defended by Hanna. Strong right-handed dribble, stolen by Schlesinger. Going the other way is Hanna. It's going to be contested by Annis, who gets the interception. He's coming back the other way. Now it stolen by Hanna. Taking it right at Heil. Left-handed dribble, no good. Rebounded Pardo, no good. He's going to get fouled.
Well, I don't even know how to explain what all we just saw there, but I can tell you what, it was a ton of energy. It was sloppy ball handling, and not too many good decisions. But you know what happened? The ball fell into Pardo's hand. It's just what he does. He's always seems to be there. He gets fouled. They called it on the floor, though. I'm surprised about that.
Inbounds play here for Central Mountain, down by 1. 1:32 to go here in the third, and a strong cut that time by Schlesinger. He gets held up going through the lane by Brett Nye.
I'm okay with that foul. That's a layup. If he doesn't grab there, that's a layup.
But it is their 6th team foul, so the next one will put Central Mountain at the foul line through the rest of this ball game. Could come up big. They're a good foul shooting team. Into the post again to Hanna. Gets it off the deflection. Skips it over to the left wing. 3 is good by the Central Mountain Wildcats, and that's Person knocking it down.
And he can do that. That's another kid that can shoot for Central Mountain. They seem to have a bunch of those guys. A person can put a bunch of those in the hoop.
And it gives Central Mountain the lead by 2. Heil has the ball. Gives it to Ennis. Driving the right baseline. Brings it back out to Brett Nye. Gives it back to Ennis on the right wing. He's going to pull up from 15. No good. And out of bounds off Central Mountain. This person tried to get the rebound. It kind of came off the rim kind of awkwardly, and he mishandled it when out of bounds. Shamokin will have it underneath their bucket.
Well, I think he thought it was going to be an air ball, but it caught just a little bit of the front of the rim and was able to go off of his hands.
Into the post to Heil. He turns. No good. Was double teamed in the post that time.
Yeah, not a good shot there by Heil. That was a prayer. He probably should have just passed that out and got the play rolling.
Fake three-pointer that time, as Pardo's going to shoot the 3 now off the fake, and it's good.
And he can, man. He can light it up. He is the best shooter in the area, in my opinion. Very deadly, and he's got that height. He's very tough to guard. He can shoot over a lot of guys in this area.
Shamokin that quickly, down by 5 now. Remember, Shuey is out of the game with foul trouble. Brett Nye into the game for the Shamokin Indians. 18 seconds to go here in the third quarter clock. As Lickney has it on the far right wing. He's going to give it to Mattern. Mattern guarded by Pardo between the circles. Gives it to Lickney on the handoff. Left-handed drive, stolen. And a desperate heave that time by the Central Mountain Wildcats will end the third period with the score. Central Mountain leading 44-39. And as you keep saying about the energy, and it's here, and you know what's on the line here for these two teams, and they get it honestly from both their coaches and their coaching staff as they bring it. And you can imagine the practices that these teams have and the level of intensity these guys go at it. 2 very good ball clubs, and it's showing benefits here tonight in this good one.
And, you know, any good program is going to have good practices. I mean, and these programs have been pretty good here the last few years. The intensity has got to be there. But you can't play like this if you don't practice like this. And I preach that all the time in my practices. And it's one thing in the culture we're trying to change at Milton is just continue to be more aggressive, continue to be more competitive in that. And, you know, little bit by little bit, we're getting there. And I know our stat guy, Nate Babin, head coach there at Bloomsburg, he's an intense guy too. And I know that's something he preaches and teaches, that, you know, you got to practice the same way you want to play. And these two teams here, I would guarantee that those practices are intense and competitive. You know, one other thing too about, you know, these guys, and I can say it again, Nate Babin, our stat guy, it's like, these guys have great relationships with their players, and coaches like that when it comes to winning big games. And you can have all the talent in the world. If you're not clicking, it doesn't matter.
Well, they don't care what you know until they know you first care, and that's an important aspect in these two teams. Young coaches trying to get the PHAC championship here. Into Pardo on Lickney. Gets into the paint. Nothing there. Still in the paint, and finally kicks it out to hand on the left wing. And has really used that left-handed drive, but not this time as he's going to bring it back out. High on him. Give it to Hoy on the left wing. Pardo rolls to the basket, can't get it to him. He's going to get the hand on the right wing. Off the back iron, no good. And Brett Nye goes up and gets the rebound. Shamokin coming back the other way. Give it to Heil. Heil skips it across to Price. Price for three, good.
Boy, Price is having a heck of a game, Pat. He is doing it on both ends of the floor for Shamokin.
Cuts the lead to 2. 44-42 lead for the Central Mountain Wildcats. Just starting 1 minute into the fourth quarter here. Deep three again by Central Mountain, no good. Heil gets the long rebound. Licknick come the other way.
Is this fatigue kicking in for Central Mountain? They're really settling for those outside threes, and where they weren't shooting them at all in the first 3 quarters until the end of the third. Now they're just firing a bunch up. Probably should have been a foul there as Lickney drove to the hoop for Shamokin.
Going to the bucket is Hoy, and as you said, maybe get to the rim if your legs are getting big tired, and the intensity of this game on both ends. 4-point lead for the Wildcats. 6:30 to go here in the ball game.
Got a count going, gonna get a 5-second. Okay, he got rid of it.
Ennis has it on the right wing. Strong right-handed dribble, gives it to Price again, looking for a three. Hits the back, hits the side of the rim, knocked out of Pardo's hands, hits Pardo in the hip, and goes out of bounds.
A little bit of a rush shot there by Price.
As Pardo came away with a clean rebound, but then he was challenged by Lickney, who hit it out of his hands, and the referee said to hit Pardo in the hip and rolled out of bounds, so it will stay with Shamokin following the timeout. Get a chance to reset here just a bit. With 6:19 to go here in the ball game, 46-42 lead for the Central Mountain Wildcats. As we said, this is from the booth, Ryan. We're going to launch this in the middle of the season, football season actually. We had launched it, and our first guest was Phil Davis and Xavier Minium. They jumped on with us, and then Vaughn Phelps and Stephen Miller from Selinsgrove, able to get them on. And then Murphy had a podcast. She was able to get on with the referee, with Ed Hovenstein. Boy, it got a lot of good reviews. People enjoy it. And then we had the guys from Hughesville.
Yes,
and
we
got
did.
them on. So
don't forget about the Sack King.
The Sack King, Tony Dressler. How can you forget about him? Most quarterbacks in the local area surely don't forget about the Sack King.
They'd like to forget.
Selinsgrove. You can't with they still have his hand impression on the back of their shoulders from when he slammed him into the turf during his career when he became the all-time sack leader for the Selinsgrove Seals.
Well, Shuey back into the game here for Shamokin.
Yep, Shuey will check in. It does have the 4 fouls. Heil with Price, Lickney, Shuey, and also Ennis for the Shamokin Indians.
So basically their starters are back in.
I think it's both ways, if I'm not mistaken, starter-wise. Yes. Pardo, Hannah, Schlesinger, Taylor, and number 5 as well for the Central Mountain Wildcats, which is Myers. He's the lone guy that did not start the ball game. Quick throw over to Shuey. He's got Schlesinger on him. Back out to Shuey. He's going to attempt a 3. Iron, no good. Rebounded by the Central Mountain Wildcats. Wildcats up 4, 46-42. Just going under 6 minutes to go in the game.
Shuey got to be careful with the post defense there. It was getting kind of physical. He can't pick up his 5th foul.
Well, this is something I always wonder. Like, you know, it's almost like I think you should do situational stuff when a guy has 4 fouls. How can you get his 5th foul on the defensive side and offensive side? And see if Central Mountain can do that as Pardo's going to attempt a 3. Left wing, no good. Goes out of bounds. Off Shamokin as Central Mountain retain the possession here.
Wow, that is the rare miss there for Pardo, especially being open as he was there.
He likes that left wing. Ooh. He hit one there once before. Taylor will inbound the ball. He's going to able to get it into number 5 that time. That's Myers for Central Mountain. Hannah has the ball. Quick over to Taylor. Taylor's going to shoot a 3. Long, no good. Missed the iron. Hit the backboard, and Shamokin will come away with it. Down 4, 5:30 to go in this one. Lickney, strong left-handed drive. Throws it into Shuey. A jump hook. Good.
Again, I'm surprised Lickney doesn't pull the trigger there. Nobody on him at the 3-point line. He is definitely a little more shy tonight when it comes to pulling the trigger.
2-point lead for Central Mountain following that Shuey bucket there. Little jump hook Shuey has a part of his arsenal. Taylor, left-handed dribble, gives it to Pardo, double team. Now he's got Taylor wide open. Taylor through the lane, he's gonna pull up and be fouled by Annis as he tried to get the ball away. It looked like he lost it momentarily, and as he gathered it, they're gonna call a foul on Annis, and it's gonna send Taylor to the line.
Well, they're really playing off of Taylor, and they doubled off of him there. They're helping off of him. You know, he just shot a three, not a possession or two ago, and airballed it. So I'm not sure his numbers at the foul line this year, but probably the right guy to foul.
As the first one will be up and good.
That was pretty, though.
For Taylor. A quick look here at the stats they had for the Central Mountain Wildcats from the free throw line for Taylor. Only 55%, so he knocks down the first one, so he's on line to miss the second. Yep. Rebounded that time by Heil, who's had a great night here for the Shamokin Indians. Quick throw to Price. He looks at a three, decides to drive, now comes back out, double team, and it's going to be a timeout taken by Chris Zimmerman to save that possession for the Shamokin Indians, as Price had got himself in a double team in the far right wing.
Yeah, he actually drilled penetration there in the baseline by Price, retreated out and got himself stuck in between the corner and the wing, and that was a big trap with Pardo being the main man there. It's a lot of arm there to try and see over, and good call there by Zimmerman to get a timeout, because every possession right now is super important in this three-point game. Pat, you and I talked before off air, you know, a lot of times coaches will burn a timeout early in the game to save a possession in the first quarter, but I think you and I both agree here in this game, under 5 minutes, that's why you save them. This is when you want to save that possession.
Not when it's 4-2 and you're fighting for possession, like you said. That was a crucial timeout there. Looked like Price had nowhere to go. Double team pretty hard with Pardo and Taylor. And like you said, Zimmerman calls a timeout to keep the possession. Shamokin will inbound the ball here. Lickney gets it from Ennis. Ennis left-handed dribble into Shuey at the foul line. Turns, squares up. Now he's going to throw it to Heil on the right wing. Heil left-handed dribble, looking for Shuey, can't get it. Skips it across to Price. Price to Lickney. Lickney with right-handed dribble into the lane. Deep three by Ennis. No good off the front iron, and a great rebound by Schlesinger for the Central Mount Wildcats.
Shamokin really overloading one side of the floor, but still trying to dribble penetrate. But every time they seem to get around the edge, they're running into their own men and defenders.
It's going to be a shot by Central Mountain from three. No good. Attempting the three that time was number 5 that's Myers for Central Mountain. Hits the front iron, no good. And the ball sails out of bounds, and it will go over to the Shamokin Indians, trailing by 3, 47-44, 4:20 to go in this great PHAC championship game for the boys with Shamokin and Central Mountain.
Both teams, I think, starting to feel a little bit of fatigue and decision-making and being sloppy with the ball. What team's going to be able to gut it out?
Right-handed dribble by Heil. Pulls up in the paint, good. Elevates, knocks it down. Pardo leaks out. He's going to have the easy layup back on the other end.
And you know, that Heil got caught on something there. He couldn't get down court in transition, and it left Pardo wide open for an easy bucket.
Lickety gets it on the give and go from Shuey, and it's good. 1 point lead for the Wildcats. 3:39 to go in the game. At least regulation. Deep three by Pardo. Front iron, no good. A struggle for a rebound. Hannah has it between the circles with Lickney on him. Strong right-handed dribble. Uses that shoulder. Gets the bucket and fouled.
Hannah is not known for speed, but he is a strong basketball player. Nice job. Pump fake, used it, got a little bit of separation, initiated contact, leveled off of it, and was able to get the layup. Man, it's just a smart player. And, you know, he could have shot that three there. He was open, decided not to, attack the hoop, and he doesn't get the old-fashioned three, though, as he misses the foul shot.
Misses the foul shot. 3-point lead for the Wildcats. Heil has it with Hannah on him. Gives it off to Price on the right wing. Calling out directions here. Left-handed dribble goes to Lickney. Lickney will give it to Heil. Pull up in the paint just inside the foul line and bangs it home.
Playing very well, Heil, right now. 2 buckets in a row. The sophomore is leading his team, man. They're clapping their hands, slapping the floor.
Hannah has on the left wing. Lickney on him. Right-handed dribble. Pull back. Too strong. Hits the back iron. Rebounded by who else? Heil coming back the other way. 1 point lead for the Wildcats. Lickney makes an athletic catch here on the near left baseline. Ennis will dribble it across the circles. Back to Lickney after giving it to Price. Price looking for Heil, can't get it to him. Shuey has it between the circles. Get it to Heil. Strong drive. Pull up. No good. Rebounded by Schlesinger, and he throws it away. He thought Hannah was going to dart for the outlet. Got rid of it, and Hannah stopped.
Yeah, Hannah went outlet. He wasn't going down court outlet, though, and it looked like he was going to lead Hannah down court. Just didn't happen again. A little bit of fatigue here, man. A little bit less of quick step for both teams right now. It's about gutting it out.
2:18 to go in the game. 1 point lead for the Wildcats. 21-2 coming in tonight. Shamokin at 17-6. Price taking left-handed dribble. Gets it off the back iron, no good. A battle at the bucket, but it's going to come away to Hoy. Pardo out in the open. Little Euro step is going to get fouled by Annis, who I think you take that foul there because it was going to be a layup for Pardo.
I mean, Annis did a great job hustling back, getting in the lane, was about to take the charge, but Pardo showing some footwork and ability, doing the Ginobili, the Euro step, and avoids the charge, but Annis reaches out and gets the foul. He's going to make him earn it from the foul line as he hits the first one.
Good foul shooter, had a good first half from the foul line, making 5 of 6 in the first half for Pardo. Knocks that one down. 2 point lead with 2 minutes to go in the PHAC championship game. Second one is up, and it's good. 3 point lead. Timeout taken by Bardo for the Central Mountain Wildcats. It sees his team leading 53-50 with 2 minutes to go. Ryan had pleasure of being involved in your program, helping out with the Milton varsity, and also the 8th grade, 9th grade, along with Ryan Emery and Chip Rarick. And boy, it just gets me all ready to go to take on my season coming up in the 25th Hour Athlete, where I coach the high school girls team, and looking forward to that coming up. We'll have tryouts at the end of the month. We do it at the Well, and these young ladies are ready to get after it. Stayed in contact with them throughout the season, and boy, some of them have done some great things, and I can't wait to get back on the court and coach them up.
I get your excitement, but let's not give Joe Brito too much free advertisement here, on from the booth. We got to get our hands on some of that money he has, and we all know he's got a ton of it. So, Joe, if you want more 25th Hour AAU basketball advertisement, you better cough up the green, buddy.
This is the bad time to tell you that he already gave me money.
That's not a bad time. You just got to hand it to me now.
Oh,
was bad for you.
That's why I shouldn't have said it.
Yes.
1:50 to go in the game. Price on the drive on the baseline. Gets it over to Ennis. Ennis to Heil. Heil to Lickney. His foot is on the line. No good on that attempted long jumper by Lickney. Hannah will come away with a rebound. Taking their time across the half-court stripe. Going to get double team as Price and Lickney. Now Price will go back to guarding Hoy. It's going to go to Taylor. Taylor into the lane. Throws it to Schlesinger. And he's going to get fouled as he was going up right at the 10. And it's going to be Heil. Looks like he'll get the foul there. Nope, they're going to give it to 13. That'll be on Lickney.
And he's got 4 now. Essex Taylor, that was really heads up. He is tacking the hoop and finds the open man. Nice bounce pass. Got to give him a lot of credit there. I mean, I know 30 here. Schlesinger is hitting the foul shots, but man, nice pass by Essex Taylor.
To give him that 4-point lead for the Central Mountain Wildcats. Second one is up, no good. And the ball hits the floor before grabbed by Shamokin.
Shamokin needs to find it in the gut here to attack.
And here's Taylor with the steal at half court, taking strong to the bucket. No good. Rebounded by Hannah, no good. And rebounded by Heil. Heil gets double teamed in the backcourt, picks it up, gives it to Price, and Price is going to walk.
You got to take that 3, young man. You are wide open. You've hit 2 in this game. You got to trust yourself. Take that 3. The indecision caused the travel.
Especially he's been online here tonight. He's hit 2 big ones, and I thought that definitely was going to be a pull there. 4-point lead for the Central Mountain Wildcats. 1 minute to go in the PHAC regulation. Schlesinger has it. Kicked across, gives it to Taylor. Taylor to Hoy. Hoy left-handed dribble.
You got to deny rotations here, or you got to get a trap, because the 50 seconds, they can hold it with a 4-point lead.
And they are going to foul Taylor, sending him to the line again, shooting 55% on the night. He's 1 for 2, if I'm not mistaken, on the night so far. No, he did hit 1.
That's a smart foul there. You're putting the right guy to the line, but you know, when somebody's guarding a man really tight, since there's no shot clock, trying to get that 5-second call, nothing drives me more crazy as a coach is when other guys, like, you know, just sag off and don't take away the next pass. Like, you got a defender working so hard on ball, and then you're going to be lazy off ball and allow your man to rotate up and get that easy pass and bail him out of that 5-second call. So right now you got to be up and denying all rotations. And if Essex is a guy you're going to foul, when he gets it, foul him. But with 50 seconds left there, you didn't have to foul right away. You could have got a trap or at least try to get a 5-second call.
First one good by Taylor. The second one is good. It's a 6-point lead. 2-possession game. 50 seconds to go in the game. Price has it. Gets it to Shuey. Shuey to Heil. Heil into the lane. Backs down Hannah. Double teamed. Going to go up and get fouled by Pardo, it looked like, unless it was by Hannah on the body. But that'll send Heil to the foul line, shooting 2 for the Shamokin Indians.
I'm glad that he didn't just settle for a forced 3. There's still plenty of time in this game. Gets inside. And you know what? Nothing better than getting a little rhythm at the foul line if you are going to need a 3 later right now for a shooter like Heil.
So Heil's at the foul line. 38 seconds to go. The first one's no good.
Ouch.
And a 2-possession game. Crucial foul shot not hit that time by Heil. He'll get the second one here.
You're going to see full court pressure here. Make or miss, I would imagine. And they take Shuey out so they can foul here and not give him his 5th.
Second one is good. 5-point lead for Central Mountain. 37 seconds to go. Taylor all by himself. He's going to bring it out. He had a chance to go up and lay up, but he brings it out. And there's going to be a quick foul this time. He's going to send Taylor back to the line for the Central Mountain Wildcats.
Smart by Taylor not to force a shot there, although I would have gotten rid of the ball if I were him. I know he hit his last 2 foul shots, being 55 on the season. You know, you're not necessarily the guy you want to get fouled here. Also, keep in mind, Lichty has 4 fouls for Shamokin, so he can't be the one to foul right now.
Taylor coming up big. He knocks down the first free throw. Shuey will check in. Nye will come out. 6-point lead. Trying to make it a 3-possession game. Zimmerman will call timeout here.
Great timeout there. Ruined his rhythm because he just made 3 beautiful swishes in a row. Let him think about it a little bit. Let him forget how that felt.
When you talk about foul shots again, Taylor obviously was the guy you're looking to foul, but he's come up big here late in this game, knocking down, as you mentioned, Taylor at 55, Hoy at 67, Pardo 65. And then you go all the way down to Schlesinger, who's not in the game right now. He's 61%. So overall, not bad outside of Taylor. But, boy, when it's a big time, he comes up and he knocks him down. Usually you talk about water in the veins, and Taylor's come up big here late.
Very impressive for him. And I believe he is a senior, too. So massive shots for the senior from the foul line in this PHAC championship. So, Pat, 32 seconds left, 6-point game. Shamokin has the ball. I can tell you as the coach of Milton, this means nothing to me. I've been in this situation and come out on top a couple of times this year. I've also been the one with the lead similar to this and been the loser. So this game is far from over. This is, though, a massive possession here. Well, after Essex's second foul shot here. If he misses this, you got 2 possessions easily, probably 3 if you're fouling. But it's probably going to end up being a 3.
The other thing to mention is that Central Mountain has fouls to give. They will not be going to the foul line. So you can foul 2 or 3 times before they even get in the offensive zone.
They only have 3 right now. So
So they can foul 3 more times, and you can see, oh, Jesus, dude.
Yep, he just wiped up the floor with the towel, then picked up the towel and wiped off his face.
Let's see what this does for his foul shot on the
second attempt. It's going to hurt it. No way it's going to help it.
I mean, it's probably a
dirt in his eye.
And he says, no problem. Nope, front end. So it's going to push it the other way. 2-possession game for the Shamokin Indians. Down 6. Backing it down is Heil. Heil, quick throw to Shuey. Shuey's going to drive into the paint. Get it stolen by Taylor, and there's going to be a foul. Looks like it'll be a foul against Taylor. Number 1 for Central Mountain as he tried to step into Shuey. But again, it's no foul. No harm, I guess. No harm. It is a foul, but it's no harm.
It's almost like in football when you know there's an offsides on the defense. You're just going to throw it deep. You have nothing to worry about.
You could do it again here. They let Heil take a tough run, fadeaway, no good, as Schlesinger comes away with the rebound, and Hannah will have it, and he'll walk full length of the floor looking to shoot these foul shots here.
Not a big fan of that decision there. I mean, you're down 6 under 20 seconds. That 2 points doing nothing for you. You need to get that outside. They need to get some kind of screen with a flare pass and get a 3 up here. And instead they settle for a fadeaway elbow jumper. It was short. They have to foul. Very good foul shooter in Hanna, and he hits the first one to stretch it to 7.
And that makes it a 3-possession game here for Central Mountain, leading 58-51 with just 14 seconds to go. Second one up and good. All net for Hanna. Quick inbounds to Lickney. He's going to come down. He's going to put it up from 37 feet, and it's good.
Timeout right away, so 9.2. See, now, crazy thing is at the other end, if you don't shoot that fadeaway jumper, you get a 3 off and make it. It's a 3-point game. And you can kind of pick who you want to foul rather than having to foul Hanna right away. But, again, that's why I didn't like that shot. They really, even if he makes it, they're still in a bad situation. Well, but that was a deep 3. That was 35 feet.
Well, it's worth mentioning, too, is Lickney obviously will stay in because he's a 3-point specialist, but he's got 4 fouls. So now you got to say, you know, if he's got a chance to foul, he's got to foul. It's under 10 seconds to go, but you hate to see him be, of all people, having to come out of this game because of fouling out.
Yeah, and I mean, and the big reason why is you just saw it. I mean, endless range, very good shooter. But at this point, if he's got to be the one to foul, he's got to foul.
Exactly. No time to waste here. And it's an attempted steal here and a foul. You can't let Central Mountain clear the group of people and maybe take it down because he could easily wind off another 5 seconds with just 9.2 to go in this game. It is a 5-point lead for the Central Mountain Wildcats trying to win the 2023 PHAC championship game here. It's been a good one as Taylor will inbound the ball here. Nye will be on him. He's looking to get it inbounds. Finally does to Hanna. It is a stolen by Heil. Heil to Nye. Nye misses the layup. And it's going to be taken by Taylor. And Taylor gives it to Hanna, and the clock's going to wind out.
Yeah, even though if Nye makes that, it's a 3-point game. They're going to have to get a steal or a foul with a couple seconds. It's going to be very tough. But, man, we saw a very good game here tonight. Both teams playing hard. A great PHAC championship game.
Well, the thing is, both these teams are looking to district playoffs. Again, in the District 6 5A, Central Mountain #1 seed. They'll take on Hollidaysburg. And then Shamokin themselves are in a good position where they feel very good about themselves and possibly winning the district championship themselves. And then you're looking at potentially a nice this possible state run here for these two teams. And boy, when you break down these two teams, and you can't ask for a better two people to talk about not only in this game but these teams in general. When you add Nate Badman in, who did our stats, and of course Ryan Brandt, says they have had to go up against these two teams, and it's basically what we thought it would be. You know, a tough game all the way down, and Chewy getting into foul trouble. I would think you guys would agree with me in terms of that really changed how Shamokin could attack.
Well, before we bring Nate in as he's tallying up some stats here, let's slow the roll there on Shamokin wanting to make a state run, because, you know, Milton wants to get in that mix and maybe stop them from even having that opportunity. Although 3 teams come out of District 4, so I guess they got a real good chance of getting
exactly
to state.
What I
That's
was
what you were thinking, right?
Yeah, it wasn't downing anybody else's efforts with a potential winning the district championship. But I just think it's going to be one of the best. It's got to be wide open. You talked about that earlier. When you go #1 to #8, you know, with Montoursville might, you know, not being someone that you would expect to be able to come out of that, but then you start mixing up 2 through 7, and anybody could get on fire, and this could come away with the district championship.
You know, and Montoursville's had a couple good wins this year, and they're probably the best 8th seed that I've seen in District 4 in a long time. I mean, they're a very good 8 seed. Usually you don't have an 8 seed with 7-8 wins, and that's where Montoursville is this year. And I will say this, District 4 Quad A, Shamokin is just a little bit above everybody else. But 2 through 7, and even throw Montoursville in there at 8, I honestly, I don't think anyone, if one of those teams beats theirs, I don't think anyone's going to go, "Wow, it's a big upset." It could be the 2 versus, or the 3 versus the 6. 6 could, you know, and 6 is Milton. The 6 could upset the 3, and I don't think anyone's going to go, "Whoa, do you believe Milton pulled that off?" I just don't see it. And Mifflinburg at 5 and Lewisburg at 4. If Mifflinburg were to win that game, no one's going to be like, "Wow, that's crazy." It is just that competitive this year. Well, I'm pretty sure 1 through 7 all 11 wins or more. I can't tell you the last time that's happened.
I said it sets up for a great district tournament here coming up next week. But as we break this one down, we do go to our stat guy, as Nate looks like he was able to complete the stats here. And, you know, you think about a couple of the guys who you think would have dominated here tonight, and you knew they would. And it just as advertised when you think about Heil and Pardo. But let's go to Nate to break it down.
I have it up now. I had the mic down. My fault.
The big thing that sticks out to me is early in the game when it was 20-9, Ryan mentioned that Central Mountain gets on teams early and then they kind of, not necessarily coast, but that's the run that wins the game. In the second quarter to the end of the game, the spread was 2 points. Central Mountain won the rest of the game by 2. They won the first quarter by 7, and that was too much for Shamokin to capitalize on. 3 guys in double figures for Central Mountain, Pardo with 18, Hannah with 17, and then the Hunter Hoy kid with 12. Just 2 guys in double figures for Shamokin, Heil with 19 and 11 tonight, and Lichty with 13. Other than that, guys were real quiet.
Well, Nate, I mean, you know, as a coach, if you're going to play Central Mountain and you're going to hold Hannah and freaking, what's his name? Pardo to 18 and 17, you're feeling like you did a pretty good job. You're holding both of them under their average easily. But, I mean, like, it's a little frustrating, you know what I mean? Like, you do a good job on those 2 guys and just aren't able to squeak it out. Do you think the Shuey fouls tonight and him just sitting so many minutes on the bench, you think that could be the difference in this game?
His presence inside was definitely missed late in that first half. But as a coach, you always say, listen, when you play teams like Central Mountain who have 2 studs or even a team with 1 stud, you say, listen, nobody else can have a night. And Hunter Hoy came out, and he was the big difference maker with 12 points tonight.
And you look at the percentage, or you said points per game, and holding these guys under, with Hannah came in averaging over 17 a game. And then Pardo, obviously the leading scorer for Central Mountain with 21.7. So to help your point in terms of you holding them under their average, you think you're having a pretty good night. And, you know, you mentioned about the Shuey, and I said it as well. Just it turned. You know, he's their size. We talked about it during the day before we came on the air and said, well, I think they could they really could benefit, and they really could come out big with throwing the ball into post him, and it might have been the game plan, but boy, it all changed when he got into that foul trouble. And, you know, he's going to grow up because one of those fouls was late after he got the second one. Then he got that third one of the driving guy going to lane. One thing I always say to my teams is you're more valuable being on the floor than that 2 points you're about to give up. So go ahead and just dive out of the way on that one.
Yeah, I want to go back to what even Babin said there, you know, about Hoy having the big game tonight and 12 points and, you know, stepping up with those other guys being held under their average. When Milton played Central Mountain at Central Mountain, we had a game plan for Hannah and for Pardo. Held Pardo to 16, 4 of which were foul shots because of technical fouls that he got. So, I mean, yeah, he had 16, but really we held him to 12. He got 4 freebies, and we held Hannah to 12. But Hoy, you ready for this? Big game at 12 he had tonight. 25 against us. 25. He hurt us so bad. So it just says a lot about the Central Mountain team and why they've been so successful. Because, yes, we all know about Hannah. We all know about Jack Hannah. We all know about Hayden Pardo. But Schlesinger does a decent job. He gets a bucket here and there, plays good defense, rebounds. Essex Taylor playing good defense, high energy, scored more tonight than he normally does, especially from the foul line. Hoy steps up and gives you 12. Person knocks down a 3 here and there. Like, this is a team just with ability that if you put a ton of energy in trying to stop or slow down, contain Hannah or Pardo, those other guys just seem to step up and just do enough, and they did enough tonight. And, you know, Hoy with that 12 points, yeah, and not a massive night, but, hey, it was enough to just get by a very good Shamokin team.
Hey, and, you know, big shout-out. We talked to Essex Taylor earlier in the game after he airballed that 3 he was, 55 from the free throw line?
Yep.
Stepped up and went 4 for 6 from the free throw line in crunch time, so shout-out to him for putting that game away.
Well, and he knows that's what they're going to do. They're coming to him. As soon as you catch it, they're going to foul. So, yeah, kudos to him. Is like you said, just a big moment for him. Senior comes up big, so a big part of the win here tonight for Central Mountain over Shamokin. And just a final point on the Hoy, came in tonight averaging 8.4 points. And so he comes up big, as you said, Nate. He was a big part of this win here tonight. Take a look at the numbers for Shamokin. What did the numbers turn out for on the Shamokin side?
Joey Heil had a big game. You know, he really is what sparked them in the third quarter. He had 19 and 11 rebounds. Lichty hit a couple threes in the second half and finished with 13. And then, you know, you said earlier, Ryland Price, he only had 8, but took 2 big charges in big moments. The Shuey, foul trouble, he still ended up with 6. Only had 5 guys score tonight. Annis had 8, only had 3 in the first half. That first quarter is really what hurt them. They had 7. I'd be hard-pressed to find out if Shamokin's had a 7-point quarter all season, honestly.
They did against Milton. I think they even had, I think it was 6. First quarter, they couldn't. We went in a zone. They weren't ready for that zone. They just didn't hit much outside. But guess what? They were like high double digits the rest of the game.
So as Central Mountain Wildcats wins the 2023 PHAC Championship over the Shamokin Indians. Earlier tonight, it was Mount Carmel Red Tornadoes beating the Bloomsburg Panthers as Mount Carmel wins on the women's side of the PHAC. Congratulations to them. But all these teams, and that's what's great about it, all these teams are heading towards districts, and you would think Mount Carmel, Bloom, and also on the boys' side, Shamokin and Central Mountain. These are teams that have district championships in their sights, and you know, it's just great to be able to cover it here tonight. End up being a great game.
From the booth, baby.
From the booth. And,
we're growing.
Like yeah, just like the link and check us out. We're YouTube. We're going to get guests, good guests, as we've had already. Check it out. And, boy, it's going to become something that you're going to want to be a part of as we move forward. Find
us on Instagram. We're trying to get this thing bigger and bigger. We took a little bit of a break here from the podcast during basketball season as all 3 of us are coaches. Nate Babin and I did the District 4 dudes. We did a lot of coverage on that. I think he did some coverage for District 4 dudes tonight as well, the girls' game. So we're just, you know, this is something you and I enjoy. I know Nate's into this and, you know, just coverage. We like to cover high school sports. We enjoy young athletes and the energy they bring and the efforts they put in. And, you know, who would have thought this, Pat? You know, you and I did Eagle 107 football for 10 years. You continue to do it even after I retire. And, you know, Roger Haddon and Sunbury Broadcasting just getting us into this. And here we are. We're broadcasting our own. This is off of our backs right now, figuring out the technology and getting it going. Hopefully it's coming across good. Had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we started a podcast. Well, we started a Twitter, District 4 dudes, covering games, stats, giving you live updates on Twitter. We've evolved into From the Booth podcast. And here we are, broadcasting a game live, a PHAC championship game. I hope we can do more of this. We actually have cameras where we could do live feed as well. Going to have to figure out our internet situations for that. That's what our problem was earlier on. But, you know, this thing can keep growing and growing, and who knows where this will go. I just know this. I enjoy doing this with my buddies right here, my dudes, my District 4 dudes, and I couldn't be any happier than doing this. Now we just need to find some sponsors to pay these fees.
Well, the great thing, too, is to be able to look to my right and see my daughter, Murphy, and also my wife enjoying this too. Got to see 2 really good games. You never know coming into these whether one will be a blowout or how it will work out. But, boy, you couldn't ask for anything better from PHAC to see the championship games here tonight. Again, Mount Carmel win the earlier game on the women's side and Central Mountain win it on the boys' side. Ryan, appreciate all your work to get us up and running here. You're running around like crazy to make it work. So we hope you enjoyed it. And like I said, check us out going forward. Hopefully we'll have more games for you.
And happy 50th birthday to Jen Fozzie. I left her surprise party a little early just so we could get here and do this. So happy birthday, Jen, from the booth. And we are out.